When it comes to your writing, have you been shoulding all over yourself? I bet that word got your attention. What I mean is, are you performing as a writer in your business? Are you coming from an embodied writing place? In today's episode, I'm going to tell you about the difference. I'm going to share a story of how this shows up in business and in writing. And we're going to talk about how you can start to shift from performative writing to embodied writing. I'm so glad you're here. Let's get started. We've all heard the phrase, stop shoulding on yourself. It's the idea that we need to check in with and let go of the quote shoulds we might be following in our life. Hi, Shana Hartman here. Welcome to another episode of The Written Compass. How is your week starting off? I love coming to you all on Mondays. It just kicks off the week in the most writerly way. So I am so appreciative of all of you who are here. And today, I really want to talk about this idea of performative writing versus embodied writing. And as a business owner, this idea of the shoulds, right, might show up as something like this. I should be posting 3 times a day. I should email my list 2 times per week. I should have 100 people sign up for my free offer in order to enroll 4 people in my paid offer. You could probably think of and raise your hand and share with me some more shoulds that you maybe follow or think you should be following, more shoulds, right, in your business. And these shoulds have good intention. They're not meant to cause us harm or stress us out, but they do. We like the idea of if I just follow this, right, some external process or steps, then it's going to support me. And this stress and this harm comes especially in writing. And that's what I want to focus on again today, the shoulds of writing. And again, what I'm kind of calling performative writing versus how I really love and see writers, business owners flourishing in their writing when we support them in a more embodied writing process. But first, I want to share a story to kind of talk about this. So I was recently doing a workshop and it was focused on how can we recognize the writer within. I truly believe we are all messaged beings. I truly think we have something to share. And if you're a business owner, you are a writer. There's just no way around it. You may not claim yourself as such, but you write all the time. And so really connecting with your story, your message becomes a really powerful tool in your business. And so I was delivering this workshop and supporting these amazing coaches. They were specifically body mind coaches. If you're not familiar with the body mind coach and you're interested in learning more about that, go check out who they are, what this is, and even see some of the writing that I get to support some of the graduates. We call them Body Mind Ambassadors over at bodymindliving.com/blog. They have some really great pieces that are really powerful to read for yourself and support you on your journey, as well as possibly share with your clients. So I was working with these body mind coaches, and many of them, as we were getting started, had a lot of shoulds when it came to writing for their audience in their business. I know my email shouldn't be too long, right? I don't want to bore my audience. I know I shouldn't post too much. My clients might get annoyed. I know I should always have a call to action. And the shoulds list just kind of went on and trickled into even like how to come up with their words or how to start sentences and things like that. And guess what? Here was the result. All these things that we thought, hey, yeah, we should do. And there was even some pride, right? Like, oh, I know I should be, this is how I need to do it. This is the should for this type of writing because you feel knowledgeable in it. It was actually causing these folks to either not write very little, or really struggle to get anything down, or they just completely avoided it altogether. And all of these things were causing guilt and turmoil and just stuckness because they genuinely wanted to connect with the people that they want to work with or who's in their audience. They want to connect with them through their words. Yet like they felt like they had to perform and be this kind of other person and writer than who they really were, than simply they just didn't relate to. And so this was causing this cycle. And I see it over and over again. Because performative writing means I need to be who I am not And I need to not write how I speak so that I can fill in the blank, right? So that I can appear more professional. So people might like me. And ultimately, this performative should kind of writing is really a lie because ultimately we think if I do all these things, then people will buy for me. That's the ultimate baseline that we're coming from. So, what do we do? Well, we did what I love to do, which is we got embodied, we got connected to what we really desire and what we really wanted to share. We connected with our ideal client and where we felt like they were on their journey. We talked about and sussed out some of the key things these coaches love supporting people in, love helping them overcome, all of which, as they were talking about it, lit these coaches up. Their faces got brighter, their chest expanded. They were open because they were really coming from an aligned place. And this excitement then fed into what I love to do on these workshop times together is to have some writing time. So we started to write about these things that they were so excited about, that they love sharing with their clients or the things that people come and see them for. I love to write it right alongside you as you're sussing out, as you're connected, because having that companionship, having that person there right alongside you allows you to feel affirmed and to run that neural pathway again of me being me is powerful. Me writing as me, coming from an embodied place versus an performative place is powerful. And guess what? The words came up with ease. It felt like they were just having a conversation with their ideal client versus having to put on some kind of writing mask and perform in some way that didn't align with them. And this embodied writing had the coolest result. So immediately that afternoon, one client tagged me in a Facebook post that she had started while we were writing together when she got aligned. And she already had someone commenting and saying, "Oh my gosh, your words just mean so much to me." I had someone else who participated in this same workshop. She did a post as well. And she had someone say, "Oh, your words just meet me every time I read them. I just love them so much. You have so much to say. You should write a book." And guess what? She's been thinking of that and now she's getting started with that. But I want to share specific words from one participant and coach after she put together and started together as we were working in the workshop in this embodied way an email with her audience. See, she had not been consistently emailing her audience. And just by taking some time, a little 30 minutes or less, to really get embodied, really connect with her, some of her core messages, she was able to craft this email. And she had this to share with me. She said, "I'm so grateful for your reassurance, Shayna, that I can let my writing creative juices flow without worrying so much about what I should or shouldn't share and just go with what feels natural for me. Yay." And then she went on to share that even better than just this feeling, this good feeling that she had from sharing from her heart and putting that in an email, she actually had someone sign up from the email for a discovery call. How amazing is that, right? And on the call, she said the woman mentioned that when she received the email, she, quote, "knew we'd be a great fit to work together. It was exactly what I needed to hear." And she actually did the advice that was shared in the email. Yes. So, so cool. When we come from our embodiment, our shoulders drop down, our spines elongate, our chest opens up. We feel connected to ourselves and we get to let our words come with ease. So I'd love for you to consider how the performative writing you think you should be doing is actually more difficult than the embodied writing just waiting to emerge on the page. As always, share this with someone who needs it. Write a review of this podcast so more people can see it. And hit me up over on Instagram at ShaynaHartman _ to tell me how you're going to practice embodied writing. I can't wait to hear from you. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of The Written Compass. If you are loving this content, then please share this episode and tag me on Instagram at @ShaynaHartman_. And if you're wondering how you can implement the ideas I share here and really begin creating your amazing book, I want to connect with you even more. Head over to shaynahartman.com/thewrittencompass to learn even more about not only writing your book, but truly experiencing your words.